The most complex activity in any organization is managing projects. So no need for having any spreadsheets or multiple spreadsheets and struggling with your project management. ERPNext is the solution. With the project management module in ERPNext, it's very easy to organize your tasks. It's very easy to link it with your financial management, with your stock management, and have proper connectivity between the modules. So for project management, ERPNext is your solution, and with our experts at Aqiq Solutions on various projects, on how to implement projects inside ERPNext, you can contact us. Requesting you to look at this video, and this video explains the whole project management in ERPNext and how it is linked with all the other modules. Hello everyone, and this is Quraish with you from Aqiq Solutions. So based on our series of videos that we are publishing with regards to ERPNext and how to use ERPNext, what are the features in ERPNext basically, and how it fits any organization. Just a very small recap. ERPNext is an open source, 100% open source, and you find all the materials are available on the net, and especially on GitHub, and you can use it. There is no user licensing involved over here at all. The only thing that a consultant will charge you is the implementation cost. That includes customization, development, training, setting up proper print layouts for you, mapping the workflows for you, customizing it based on your requirements, and there is a hosting and later on the SLA. So there are no hidden costs basically over here. We at Aqiq Solutions, we are always transparent in how we do the costing, and yeah, this is 100% open source and no user licensing at all. So today we are going to cover explain to you about a module in ERPNext called project. Projects module. Basically, when we talk about projects, it's very important to understand that any company can utilize this project module. Okay, so being it a construction company or a company doing marketing, okay, so they have multiple projects they are working on. Some companies, even they are distributors, but also they have some projects going on side by side, and they supply the items to those projects. Okay, you will find projects is also very useful for steel companies, for shipbuilding companies, for real estate, and also construction. Okay, and many other areas. So in ERPNext, you can use the project module in its full extent, or you can use it partially. Okay, so let me log in now to ERPNext, and I show you how we can use it partially first, and then we will go into how we can use it to its full extent. I'm logging in as administrator over here, and this is the home page where it lands me. These are the modules. For more details on the modules and how it works and the features of ERPNext, you can refer to our video about ERPNext. We have a video explaining overall about ERPNext, and then we have different videos explaining different modules. So here today we are talking about projects. This is the projects module. Now when we talk about projects module, when we say we can use it partially, using it partially means, you see, now I have example a project, and I'm a company which is medium or a small scale company. Yes, I do deal with projects, but I don't have the capacity to maintain timesheets, to maintain different activities, to assign activities to different people, and those people or technicians or the project managers are going to update back into the system. Okay, so I have that capacity issue, or this is what I deal with, but financially I want to maintain my profitability per each project and my cost for each project. So yeah, this is called a partial way of using and utilizing the project module. So here what we can do, you can just open a project over here. Like if we click on the projects, I come here, I'll remove this filter. Okay, and you see we have different projects over here. I can just open a project and that's it, and I save it. Okay, so once I open a project and I save it, now when I'm doing my financials, I'm making billing or I'm expensing, okay, example, if I'm making a sales invoice, when I'm billing, okay, I can tag this bill to a particular project. Okay, you'll find in the accounting dimensions we have projects, so I can tag it with a particular project. And when I'm doing expenses as well, I can also expense this, or when I'm doing purchases, okay, let's say purchase invoice, so when I'm doing a purchase invoice, I can actually tag it with a particular project. Okay, so this becomes now if I have an expense and I have also an income with that project, so I can have my P&L project wise. So if I go to the profit and loss, if I go to the profit and loss statement over here, you will find I have a filter called project. Okay, let me take this profit and loss from 2024. This is an overall P&L, okay, showing you an overall about the company, the status of the company in terms of profitability. So if I want it per project, I can filter by project. Example, I have a project here, Kisumu County. Let me check which one has data. Okay, not this one. Okay. Here, no, even it doesn't. Yeah, so here you see I have now in 2024 I have some data. So if you see now, it's filtering for me per project. So now at any point of time, this is a real-time system, so any inputs I'm inputting inside the system, it will be reflecting in my financial statement. So if I'm inputting all my income and expenses against a project, definitely it will show me a profitability per each and every project. So this is if I use it partially. Now let's come to the main objective of this video. How can I use the projects to its full extent? So here we come to the projects. I'll show you what are the features, and there is one thing more. This projects module, we at Aqiq Solutions, we have developed an app and we enhanced this project. Okay, as in our, if you go to our introduction video, we have said that we love, it's our passion to take challenging projects. So we had actually done good challenging projects, and one of the projects that we had done in our earlier days was with a shipbuilding. It was a very complex project, so we know how those construction, shipbuilding and any other projects work. So accordingly we have customized the project module, and we have added some more functionality into it. Whichever is customized or something that done by Aqiq Solutions, I will highlight those areas. So when we come to the project over here, okay, first of all we have this project settings where we do the settings of the project. Okay, and over here now we have the projects where you are going to, we open a project. Okay, so whenever we have a project, first of all we open a project over here and we give it a name. Okay, we have a type over here, whether it's external, internal, any other types for classification purpose, we can add them over here. Okay, when is the expected start date, expected end date? Now in some big companies, you know, they have frequent projects and the projects are so detailed in its content, it's very difficult to go and open a new project and keep on defining it. So you can define some similar projects that you get and you save it as a template. So once you save it as a template, you can directly just call that project from a template and it will load over here. Then you make some minor changes into it. Okay, so here if you see, we have something that we have developed that's called BOQ is mandatory. BOQ means bill of quantities. Okay, and sales order is a BOQ. This is also something that we have developed, okay, over here. Now what is BOQ is mandatory? So let me explain this point. This means when I open a project, okay, for this project, in order that I tag it with any material issue, okay, I need to have a control. You see, in a project I can have an estimated value, okay, but how to control that value, that anything should not exceed this value, or the materials that are involved in this project. You see this value of a project, let's say it's 1 million shilling, but how did I arrive to that 1 million shilling? It is because I have a list of materials involved in it to execute this project. Let's say if we talk about construction, so in construction we have cement, we have blocks, we have steel rods, we have many other things, we have machinery which we are going to input, we have also manpower, okay, some things will be subcontracted, okay. So all these things makes the cost of a project, and that cost of a project is defined in a BOQ, and that BOQ is actually a local document for the company itself to know what is the cost of the project, okay. So when I say BOQ is mandatory, yes, later on if I tag this project against any material issue, okay, or material received when I'm doing a purchase, it will go and check against the budget and the BOQ. So I should not go beyond my BOQ, okay. So this is a feature that we have done, and it's really helping any construction companies, okay, that are using the feature of having a BOQ. Now then we have a sales order is a BOQ. Why we have given this feature? This is important. Sometimes I don't have a BOQ, means there is no machinery or manpower or subcontracting involved. It's just a simple sales order, a group of items, okay, which I'm supplying to a project. It's a project, but I'm just supplying finished goods item. So for that, actually when I make a sales order, okay, inside the system, that becomes the bill of quantity for me, and that becomes the area of control for me for any other project, okay. So this is also one of the very good features that we had in Aqiq Solutions. We had developed this, and we have enhanced the project module over here. Now this project belongs to which customer? I can tag the customer because we have selected the sales order is a BOQ, so I can select the sales order from here also, okay. And then over here we have users, so I can select which users which users will be actually looking at this project. I can put my notes, I can have a customized place where I can see my costing and billing. This means I can give an estimated cost here. Now estimated cost is just a rough cost of this project, okay, but your main cost is coming from the BOQ which we have developed. Then whatever purchases we do, it will appear here. Whatever materials, this is the cost of services, it will appear here automatically. It will populate here. It will populate the cost of the materials over here. It will also any purchase amounts and total purchase amounts, it will actually populate over here. Let me show you one of the projects over here which can show you. I want to show you how it populates here in the summary, okay, so it can make sense for you here, okay. So for example, I did the total purchases. So it's showing me there is a 300,000 of total purchases. You see it's read only because it populates, it picks from the purchases directly. So basically the project module, it is linked with your financial and stock module as well, okay, over here. And this BOQ requires BOQ is mandatory for this project, okay. Now once I created the project, okay, I can also create tasks for the project. This is just a definition on the face of the project, but I can still create tasks for the project. So let me go to the task list, and you will find there are many tasks lists here. So I have just filtered my task on project number 4, which is something to do with building a ship or a ship maintenance or part of the ship, okay. Now it looks really confusing. What am I looking at? Okay, all those subjects over here, or we call them tasks, completed, overdue. So here actually when we change it to Gantt chart, okay, so the Gantt chart actually will show you the proper tasks, okay. So imagine you have an ERP that serves the whole organization, all the departments together. And also you have a project management module, we can say, okay, which has a proper Gantt chart. And this Gantt chart actually it's visible. Like for example, this project inspection was done 100%, you see, and you have all those tasks. Whichever tasks are done, it shows you in percentage, and you can view those tasks over here. Now those tasks which I'm viewing over here, it's showing you monthly. You see, it's monthly, okay, which was supposed to start on the 5th of September 2024 and end by 30th. Okay, here I have different, I can have it weekly also. You see, if I say weekly, then it will show me weekly, okay, like this. So I have different display for this Gantt chart over here, okay. And if I say quarterly, then it will show me also quarterly. So this is how you can view your Gantt chart, and you can actually I can go at every task, and I update the percentage of the task which has been done. Okay, see, I double clicked on the bar, it opened for me the task, and this task is connected directly with project number 4. As we are used to have those videos, all the modules, we are not training on how to use it. I'm just explaining the concept, okay. So we are making it clear what are the features and how deep we can implement this system for you. Okay, so these are the tasks that we do. Now back to the projects, okay. So I explained how we are creating a project, then we are making tasks, and we are actually linking the tasks, different tasks, to the project. Now as we make a task here, you write the subject, what is the parent task, okay. You can choose a color over here, and then expected date, start date, end date, okay, and any tasks that are dependent on this task, okay. So actually when I select the dependency, then it gives me the proper Gantt chart, which is you know, end to start or start to end and all those, okay, or parallel tasks that are going to run for a project. Now okay, so I can even manage the project, okay, without even having a BOQ. But now the beauty is when you have a BOQ. Okay, so here in a very simple way, I can just add a project, and then in the project, if I'm adding the tasks, it's okay. And also I can have here the costing. I can say this is the estimated cost of what I expect the project to be. And then if I do any purchase or any billing, I mean, when I say billing is the sales billing, what will do, it will populate all the costs here and show me the margin. Okay, so it will show me against the estimation, what have did I make money from this project or I lost. Okay, but now comes the point where I need to define a BOQ. Okay, so what we did here, first of all, we have to define a project. Okay, once I define a project over here, then I go and I define a BOQ for the project, BOQ list. Okay, so whatever I'm showing you in terms of BOQ, this is a pure development by Aqiq Solutions. It's not a default feature in ERPNext. This is based on our experience, a long experience in implementing various ERPs. So here I will make a BOQ. Okay, I'll select the customer, I'll select the project. Okay, so this BOQ amount is basically, let me select the customer here. Okay, let's say I'm making for Kisumu County or whatever. Okay, and I select here Kisumu project or road construction here, example. And when I'm saying Kisumu County and Kisumu project, doesn't mean that we have done for Kisumu County. No, it's just a dummy customer and a dummy project. Okay, and now I start putting my cost and the items over here. Now what are these? You see, any project management or any estimation are actually dependent on 4 M's. Okay, 4 M's are material, manpower, machinery, and money. Correct? So we have all those 4 M's covered over here and more. You can see here, this is the material, 1 M. Okay, we have the manpower, 2nd M. We have machinery, 3rd M, and definitely money comes from all the estimations that I will do for all the 3 M's. And what we have added to this is manufactured material, subcontracting quantity, okay, and sales order BOQ. I'll explain this, what is the reason and why we have added those, okay. So here when we talk about material, so I can start putting my material. Now when I put my material, whenever I'm defining a project, okay, let us take an example. I'll just come here, okay. In any project, let's say it's a building, okay, let's say it's a building and I have a construction of building. So when I'm constructing a building, okay, the project name will be building Aqiq, okay, let's name it as building Aqiq is my project name. So here we need to have the project unit, the project section, and the project activity, okay. So what is the material required for, let's say I have a real estate called project Aqiq. In Aqiq I have different buildings, so I have unit A, so I'm going to have this unit A, okay, as one building. Then inside unit A, maybe I have first floor, so I will define in the unit section first floor. Now once I define in the unit section first floor, here I will have the project activity, means the task I'm going to perform in that project, okay. Let's say making slabs, so I will say making of slabs. Now when I say making of slab, let us create it. Let's come here, we say here it was Kisumu County. Anyways, maybe I'm doing a real estate for Kisumu County, so here I say building A, I save, okay. Then I make here unit section. Let's say unit section is first floor. What I'm giving are just examples, okay. And then I have the project activity, let's say slabs, okay. So you see now I have the, let me just arrange those. So we have the project unit, we have the project section, and we have the unit section, we have the activity update. So now I've arranged those, so it makes sense, okay, when we're looking at it. So here so here I'll have the item, okay. So I will select the item. Now for building A, first floor, if I want to make a slab, I want cement, example. So I want cement for 50 kg bags. How much will I need? So I say fine, I need here 50, okay. You see now immediately the amount came. Why the amount came? Because I already bought the cement, or I had a buying list maintained in my system saying the cement is costing you this much. So this is the cost. Remember, a BOQ is the cost, it's not the selling price for my customer, okay. This is just where I'm building a BOQ to understand how much it's going to cost me. So again, I'm come here, first floor, okay, and I say here slabs, and here I might need sand. So how many tons of sand? Maybe I need 10 tons of sand, okay. It brings the cost. Again, I come here, first floor, okay, and I come here and I say slabs, and I need water, okay. Sorry, it's here, I need water. So here I'll say water. Don't know if I don't have water. Anyways, let's take 2 items, okay. Or I need steel, maybe if I have steel, yeah, let's take the steel, we have it here, okay. And it asks me for the quantity. Again, if it is in tons, let's say I need 3 tons of steel, okay. And here now my total BOQ material amount, the first M, is 270,000. I now come to the manpower, okay. So again, over here I can just add the fields which I need. So I have the project unit, activity, unit section, and then we have here the costing amount. Let me add this, and I update, so it will bring for me all the columns over here. So here now we have saved this in draft mode, just so we don't lose any data. Now when we save on draft mode, means we can still amend this document, okay, till we finish this document, because you know this is a BOQ. A BOQ also needs time to be set up. Okay. Also in some companies, just to notice, we have done like multi BOQ, then we did a master BOQ. Why multi BOQ? Because every department in a company, okay, if it's a big construction company, they will have every department, example electrical engineering, they will be doing their own BOQ for the same project. Then you have the HAVAC, they will be doing their own BOQ, and maybe there is a networking, so networking will be doing their own BOQ. So then finally there is a master BOQ which reads from all those BOQs. Okay, even that is possible and we can do it. So here if you see, now we had done this those materials. Okay, here we have something called manufacturing materials. Manufacturing materials means if there is a material required in this project which needs to be manufactured. Okay, so what we can do is we can add the material here, and we can add for every material its components. Example, I want to make let's say a steel door. Okay, I don't have it, so I have to make it. So here my main material will be steel door, and down here will be the components which will make for me the steel door. So I can add the components here. Why? Because all these components, when I add them here, the price of all those components will be the price of each steel door. So I can have multiple items with its component all a build up. Okay, so this is how now we can create our BOQ. Then if I am subcontracting, so definitely in I cannot do A to Z, so we have some areas where I'm going to subcontract. So in that if I'm going to subcontract, then I can put what am I going to subcontract and what is the value of the subcontracting. If there are any manpower involved, then we can also put the manpower over here, and in the manpower also we can add, let me add here the hours and billing amount and billing rate. Okay, so I'll show you here how we calculate. So here example, if I'm putting my unit, okay, this is now the labor calculation. Okay, for which section? Example, it's for first floor section. Example, I need manpower for the building A slabs, for making the slabs on the first floor. So let's say I need them for 16 hours. Okay, and my bill rate is per hour is example 500 shillings. Okay, so immediately now I have 8,000 shillings over here. So this is how I calculate my my hours. Okay, you can just put this here so we have better presentation. Okay, so like this, now you see we can calculate the manpower. Now after we finish the manpower, we have equipment and machinery. Okay, so we can have our equipments and machineries, and also we can say per hour how much am I charging for this machinery, even if it's my machinery, even if it's owned by the company. But that machinery actually, when it's being used for a project, I have to build that project because it's a cost, and I have to know the cost for the machinery which is going to be used. Okay, so this is how all these details now accumulate, and we get the cost of that BOQ, and we save this document. Okay, so by this now you see it's a really great document where we are putting all the BOQ information over here. All the engineers are working together, and then finally we come up with a BOQ for the project, and then we submit this, we save and submit, and this becomes now my BOQ. Okay, so once this BOQ is done, okay, once this BOQ is done, now this is in draft mode. I'm not able to save because there are some components that needs to be added. Okay, it's just I'm showing you the concept. Once this BOQ is done, now when I go to the material, when I want to issue, let's say the BOQ is done and it's approved. Okay, so when I go to my stock entry, when I want to actually start issuing the material, okay, over here to the project. So when I issue the material to the project over here, what will I do is I have to always select the project. Once I select the project over here, and this project is marked if you see the beginning of the video, we have said that the project has to be marked requires a BOQ. So if this project is tied up with a BOQ, then what will happen if I come and issue my material from here by selecting the project there? Once I select there, it will populate here. I don't have to do anything here. Okay, immediately what will happen, that if I am exceeding the quantity of the BOQ, the system will alert me and it will stop me. So I have to be as per the BOQ or less. I cannot exceed. So here the question comes in many organizations. We have been asked by the management that it's a project, okay, we made a BOQ, but sometimes I made a BOQ and I estimated the 6 tons of steel, but I need half a ton of steel. Okay, something was not estimated. So here, yes, you can make another BOQ. We call it an amendment BOQ, okay, for the same project. So if you make an amendment BOQ for the same project, then you can proceed. So this gives you a proper traceability of any variations happening for a project, and you can avoid it in the next project of the same type. Okay, so like this now, and finally then you bill. So as you bill, you make a sales invoice. Okay, when you bill over here, so when you bill again, now you have to select the project. Okay, so you will find all the cost has been tagged with a project, all your billing have been tagged with a project, and finally now you will get a P&L that is showing you all the expenses and all the billings have you done, and then finally it will show you what is the what's your margin and if any profit you are making or no. Okay, so this is how now you the whole the project part, how it works. Okay, we can customize for any organization. We have done for steel companies. We have done for projects for real estate builders who actually they do the construction themselves, or real estate builders who actually outsource and somebody else comes and builds for them. We have also done for shipbuilding, and we have done for many other construction companies. So we have the know-how at Aqiq Solutions. We know which requirements are required and how to customize the system accordingly without compromising controls inside the system. Because if we compromise control, like as I explained over here, you know, we are controlling the quantities. You see, if I keep on increasing the quantities and just issuing items without having a proper BOQ, then I might end up in losses in the project. Okay, so this is in brief about the project management module and how we can implement a project management module. Okay, if you have any questions, you can reach us out, and all the details are there in the description below. You can also request you to watch all our videos, especially the 4 core modules: financial, buying, selling, and stock, because these 4 core modules now work together with the project management module. Have a nice day, and thank you very much.